introduce another website called readtheory.org. Read Theory is a reading comprehension website, and what makes this one unique is that it is a adaptive learning software. So when students take these quizzes, they're going to answer these questions, and the computer is going to determine, based on the correct number of questions, if they should move up a grade or stay the same or drop a grade. So this is going to do it, determine that for the student. Now I'm going to show you in detail how to monitor that and how you can use it as a supplement and how I use it in my classroom. So when you log into readtheory.org, you need to sign up first, and so you can click on sign up as a student, teacher, and parent. So parents can actually do this at home with their child, but unless you are teaching the child the techniques, it's kind of hard to monitor the progress. So as a teacher, you will sign in with your Google account, or create a username and password for Read Theory. Students do the same. So when you sign up as a student. Once you sign up, we'll get into the main page and we'll show you how to connect the teacher and the student to the same account. Okay, I have logged into my Read Theory account. It's going to take you to a couple this page called My Students. As soon as your students enter their email address and set up an account, they're going to have a link on the top of their page. It says a teacher link. So they're going to enter your email, the teacher email or the parent email, and to link their account to the class. So this is your teacher's account. So up here, you're going to start having these students say, such and such student wants to join your class, and you hit accept, accept, accept. So then your student list will start growing here. So once the students have listed and start growing here, you can start subdividing them into classes. So if you have multiple classes, like for instance, I teach 6th grade currently. So if I say 6A, 6B, so if I want to divide certain students to different grade, I can click on the students here, then say add to 6A, add to 6B. If I want to remove them, same thing. Click on the name and hit remove, and click on remove from 6A, 6B. The stop tracking is only if the student has left, I would leave that alone. But other than that, all these icons you should click it on, because I want the students to see the class points and their grade and Lexile level information. So it helps them for their feedback to see how they're doing. Moving on, you want to hit the My Classes here. Then you can click on this, so you can say, okay, these are all my students in this class, 6A. And I can say the same thing for 6B and so forth. If you want to delete the class, you can. If you want to create a new class like 6C, 6D, it's up to you. It's how you subdivide it. This written response is for actually if you want, there's a section on there where the students can enter their written response, and you can actually grade it, but the computer will not grade it. You have to grade it yourself. So I turn it off because I want the computer to do the software to do all the work for me, because my main focus is the data. So this right here, the progress report, is going to be the main thing that you're going to be looking at. So let me give you a screenshot and PDF, all that. So as you can see here, once you get into the main screen, you're going to have the grade level here. So you can say 6A, 6B, your class, and then student individually. But the 6A report or the class report is going to show up first. So it's going to give you the total number of quizzes total taken, the total knowledge point, and the class pretest. When the students take the pretest, to determine where to go from that pretest. And then of course the class overall program average. So overall, how is the entire class doing? So when you scroll down, the knowledge point, the student's name will be listed here with an individual knowledge point. That information is just for fun. It's not really determinate for what you're going to use it for. Now this will be quizzes taken. You need to make sure that all the students are, for me, I want things to be controlled and make sure that all students are on the same level and taking the same amount of quizzes, so that way the quiz or the averages would be the same for each of the classes that I've subdivided. Now, some students that might be absent here, they have to do a makeup. So if they're absent, either they do it at home or the next day they're going to have to do 2 in order to make up for the ones that they missed. The grade level performance is going to tell me the orange diamond, the pretest score, and the blue bar is determining if they're above or below the pretest. So you can look at individual students that way as well. Up here, when you click on a student, another report is going to show up, and I'm going to show you one of the students what it's going to look like. So let me click on that so that way you can see. So what's going to show is the student's name is up here. Then they're going to give you just kind of a progress level, kind of an adjective describing their prodigy, adventurous, explorer. The knowledge point here, the number of quizzes taken, and how much they passed out of 65 total. Pretest, what was the pretest score, and then what is overall program average. So like I said, in my classroom, I have the students take the quiz every day, Monday through Friday, as long as they're in school, and it takes about 10 to 15 minutes. So if you can have a control where they're all sitting down in a computer lab, or in the beginning of your school is a one-on-one computer where the students can just come into class and they can work on this, that's what they need to work on. So that way I can monitor them, there's no cheating going on, and so everything they are answering is based on their knowledge. So let's take a look at this student. This is the second semester. Our school does semester in this school that I teach at. And so as you can see at the beginning of the second semester, the student is performing at a 5th to 6th grade level. So as I was applying or teaching my skills or to the students, they have absorbed the techniques, and look how much of a jump they made. So the student is capable of reading at a high school level, and this is great. The student has really adapted and learned the techniques that I've taught in my classroom. Now remember, read theory is not a teaching tool of the techniques of vocabulary, reading comprehension, writing, but it is should be a reflection of how you teach. And so this is data for you as a teacher to look at how well they're adapting to your techniques and how well you're teaching the lessons. And so if you're into the Lexile level, they'll give you that. They will also give you the mastery of the Common Core standards, how well the student particularly have mastered that. And of course, a list of the quizzes that they have taken as well, how well they did individually. Now, some students are ESL level, so meaning they're maybe not at grade level, and so they're performing below grade level. And so many teachers might be wondering, how do you determine that? So here's a student, same thing. You can see the information here. Pretest score was 1st grade, program average about 2nd grade level. So as you take a look at the bar graph, as you can see, yeah, the student was way below when the student entered the school into my classroom as a 6th grader, below average, far below the 6th grade level, as we can see. And so as I was looking at this data for the student, I made sure that my ESL program I implemented heavily for the student, working one-on-one, extra help, and also all the things that I do in my classroom to help the student learn. And so again, the same thing, you'll see all this progress in Lexile level in the information. So let's look at the student on the 2nd semester. And so the same student, as you can see, made a huge improvement. So 1st grade level, yes, but then all of a sudden we see an uptick, and then we see up and down. What we want to see is a student that is stable grade. So we don't want to see a kind of like a roller coaster zigzag, and all of a sudden about 3rd way in, then all of a sudden she started making improvements where we've seen a higher level of comprehension here. Then at the very end of the semester, we see a spike in her abilities. Now remember, we go from the 1st level, which you will see here, mostly 1st and 2nd grade level, to a now 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, even a more comfort area. But just again, her ability to adapt and learn and comprehend 6th grade level, that is a huge jump from the first and second grade ability. So as you can see, the techniques in my classroom that I use works really well, and this is a kind of a factor to help me determine if they are learning and adapting, applying it to their reading and comprehension skills. Now, one of the things that we need to look at is also, well, maybe this is just one program. How can you determine this program is reading engaging the students accurately? So what I do is I use a tandem of using another website called reworks.org and use that as a kind of a basis to determine if this is correct. So if, let's say, they have able to determine read at a 4th grade level, so what I'm going to do with the reworks as well, give them a 4th grade reading level comprehension article, which is more extensive, has more questions, and I grade that, and then determine if they truly are reading at a 4th grade level. Then if they are, then I move them up to a 5th grade level. Then if they're doing well, performing well, I move them up to the 6th grade. So reworks is kind of what I use to determine if this is accurate. And so then to make sure that what I'm doing is correct or accurate in that level abilities. But as you can see, these are students that I've had. These are 2 of many. I'm not picking the 2 of my best ones. I can show you dozens of results, the same results, the students growing with the read theory just as a determining factor. So it was a really quick feedback that as a teacher that I get, that I'm able to use in order to help the students grow more quickly in my classroom. So if you have any other further questions regarding about read theory and how I use it, you may contact me, and I will be more than gladly happy to communicate with you and just explain a little further. But other than that, I hope that this was a beneficial video for you.